When I first heard about the findings of the cities of the plain, I was quite excited on one hand. I was quite skeptical on the other hand. Many people make claims today of all kinds of findings. Some of them are legitimate and some of them are not. Now, I'm an ophthalmologist, I'm not an archaeologist, but every day I'm dealing with principles that are based on science. I read a lot of papers in order to know the best treatment for my patients. There's a lot of claims in the scientific arena that are false. We see the examples of this every day. So I'm naturally somewhat of a skeptic. I want to see the data. I want to see what evidence they have. And I felt the same way when I first heard about the cities of the plain. I want to see for myself. I don't want to take anybody's word for it. I want to visit it, I want to see it, and I want to evaluate it. Well, after spending quite some time visiting the site personally, and then we came back home and started looking at the evidence in terms of the finding, the sulfur balls. First of all, I wanted to know, were there other areas that had sulfur balls that were similar? And searching the internet and making inquiry and writing letters, we could find no other area that had sulfur balls that were consistent or similar to those that we found.
The Bible is an accurate historical record of the events which have taken place on planet Earth. While it is not necessary for Bible believers to be aware of all the minute details of archaeological finds, we are told that the remains of the cities of the plains are to be an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. Today, just as was the case thousands of years ago, the remains of the cities of the plains are still to be seen as visual examples of God's judgment upon those who choose to disregard His commandments. As the New Testament book of Hebrews states, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
I think that people don't like to believe that God requires obedience. They think that they have the freedom to do anything they want, and God will still love them. That God is a God of love, and He's a God of mercy, but He's also a God of judgment. And that is really good news in that. Do we want to see sin and wickedness go on forever? Don't we really want to see the wicked, an end to wickedness, an end to sin, an end of torture, starvation, an end of people hurting each other? I want to see the end of that. And why would not we expect judgment to be part of God's love, to bring an end to the terribleness of evil and sin?
One very important yet most often overlooked aspect of what took place at Sodom and Gomorrah is the unknown value of consuming fire. Under controlled conditions, it is possible to calculate the amount of energy that is produced by the burning of a specific substance. This is not the case, however, with supernatural fire as described in the Bible, for the ways of God are past finding out. In addition, we are told that our God is a consuming fire, and there is no way to quantify God. Based on these facts, one can only look to the Scriptures to determine the minimum capabilities of the fire of the Lord.